Hi everybody, Katy Mackenzie here in the TMG studio, and we're here today with D'Arcy Larmour, who's a certified financial planner with Royal Bank. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I wanted to talk to you today about leveraging to invest. Now that may or may not involve real estate, and we'll talk about full disclosures as we talk about this, but what are some ways that you work with your clients to leverage to invest to build wealth?
Yeah, so it's definitely leveraging to invest is not for the faint of heart, and I'll tell you why. When you're borrowing a sum of money to invest and you experience short-term turbulence in your investment portfolio, that potential negative return is magnified because not only do you see your investment account drop in value, but you then also still owe the entire principal value of that loan. So it really does have to be a long-term strategy and one that we approach with very clear understanding of a client's experience, risk tolerance, and financial circumstances, because it's important that they understand the risks involved. But yes, absolutely, it's definitely a strategy that's available to maximize net worth.
But we see it a lot with reverse mortgages. So typically people who are on a fixed income, they may or may not have lost a spouse, so they're on a fixed income or even a reduced income, and expenses continue to grow. So they'll withdraw out of the equity in their home to bulk up income or their investment portfolios to hopefully see a greater return. So how does that involve you when proceeds of that are delivered over to you?
Yeah, so that's a bit of a tricky question. Reverse mortgages can be absolutely wonderful for clients who wish to remain in their homes, and I do see a lot of that, particularly in my clientele. They tend to be a little older in demographic, and if they're not interested in downsizing and they're wanting to stay in their family home for a long period of time and yet don't have the income to sort of support that, a reverse mortgage can be great. In terms of the investment component of that equity, from a compliance perspective, we've got to be very careful as to what sort of solutions we employ for clients, and so that would be very much on an individual basis and discussion to see if it's something that we would find appropriate for the client.
So a lot of disclosures, a lot of documents, again, because as you spoke to, when there's a decrease in portfolio value, it's magnified by the fact that you've borrowed to actually do that.
Yeah.
So a lot of disclosures and documents to review with the clients.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that they should know about engaging in this type of investing?
Well, I think it starts again with like a full discovery conversation about the client, of course, any family dynamics, what they intend to leave behind as a financial legacy, perhaps. All of those things, are important to have in terms of a discussion prior to taking a decision with regards to that.
Do you recommend that they involve their family if they are in a retirement age or in say the last stages of life, no matter what age that may be? Do you recommend they involve their family in these discussions?
Every family dynamic's different, but if I were to sort of generalize, yes, I think so. I think having open, candid dialogue with your loved ones, and particularly those who you might have appointed as an executor or executrix, it's important for them to understand your wishes. And so that dialogue and involving the financial planner in that dialogue, if possible, is wonderful, because then we can ensure that everybody is understanding the objectives of the individual who's sort of laying out this plan, and make sure that we're all working again towards the same common objective.
Last question. Do you offer the tax advice as it relates to any of these strategies and or refer them onwards to say their accountant to confirm and ensure that again everything is harmonious with their overall financial plan?
Yes, most definitely. So part of my my designation as a certified financial planner, there's a lot that we focus on in terms of understanding Canadian tax law and what's available, but we do not profess to be accountants ourselves. Rather strategists who identify opportunities to save and minimize tax in a legal way. But inevitably that will always come down to a referral or recommendation that they engage an accountant, someone that they may be working with, and if not, we can certainly facilitate an introduction to an accounting professional to enact.
Awesome. So if this is something that you're interested in learning more about or engaging in yourself, I'm sure D'Arcy is welcome to your call or contact D'Arcy. D'Arcy, how do people get a hold of you?
So probably the best way to reach me would be via email, and you can do so at darcy.larmour@rbc.com, and I know Katy will add that to the video here, but you'll receive a communication from my associate who manages my calendar, my appointment booking schedule. I'd be delighted to meet with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.